Rachel Warner.
I'm Lubika Rawood. For more information on the work that we do and how you can help us to help others, please visit our website www.secondchances.org.za.
In Junior Achievement South Africa, its focus is really to expose youngsters within high school and out of school to entrepreneurial thinking, and ours is focused at high school from grade 10 to 12.
I'm very big on youth empowerment and making a difference and touching lives and impacting the lives of our young people. That's practically what I do with my foundation as well, and ever since I was crowned as Miss SA.
The goal of the magazine is to basically share information that will be able to assist small business owners.
You're listening to The Social Show with Viwet Yolwana
And Lubika Rawood, live on brandlive.co.za.
It is Friday and you are listening to The Social Show. I'm so happy that it's Friday. I mean,
you have absolutely no idea how happy I am.
I know.
I am exhausted. It's been a week.
You had a crazy day today, but
Yes.
You'll obviously tell us more about that later in the show.
Definitely.
But okay, let's go into our news.
Okay. The Sustainability Council of Plastics SA and the DRA Global Engineering Consultants recently hosted a seminar entitled Preparing for an Uncertain Future, in which a panel of sustainability experts presented their thoughts on how companies could remain competitive in the face of the current economic downturn by implementing energy and water solutions. According to Jacques Lightfoot, Sustainability Manager of Plastics SA, energy and water solutions are of integral importance for the plastics industry. Resource efficiency is one of their key strategies, and by hosting seminars such as those, they can fulfill their mandate in facilitating an important link between service providers and the plastic industry, which needs guidance on how to remain competitive and profitable. Speakers at the seminar included well-known journalist and winner of SANEA Journalism Award, special efforts within the field of journalism to promote greater understanding in energy and its role in sustaining human endeavors, Chris Yelland, who presented on the topic of making sense of energy in a chaotic environment. Yelland was followed by Maggie Matumba and Waynard van der Merwe of the National Cleaner Production Centre of South Africa, a national governmental program that promotes the implementation of resource efficiency and cleaner production methodologies to assist industry to lower costs through reduced energy, water, and material usage and water waste management. The final speaker of the day was Miguel dos Santos of the DRA, a multidisciplinary global engineering group that delivers mining, mineral processing, energy, agriculture, water treatment, and infrastructure services from concept to commissioning, and comprehensive operations as well as maintenance services.
Woolworths is replacing all the plastic microbeads in its private label beauty and personal care products with biodegradable ingredients in support of the environment. Microbeads are tiny, non-biodegradable plastic spheres that are widely used in face and body scrubs to deliver the exfoliating action. However, because of their minute size, that's what happens when you try and read too fast.
Yes.
They clog sewage, water, and oceans, endangering marine and aquatic life. Currently, Woolworths has replaced microbeads with natural and biodegradable alternatives such as jojoba oil beads, apricot kernels, and synthetic wax beads. Next year's launch of new beauty products will include salt and sugar scrubs as part of Viwe is laughing, and I know that she will not let go of me.
I'm kidding. I'm just yanking your chain. Okay, carry on. People want to know, what is Woolworths doing?
So as part of Woolworths' Good Beauty Journey commitments, all the private label beauty products are also endorsed by Beauty Without Cruelty, giving customers peace of mind.
First for women. Sorry, you guys. You don't understand. Sorry. First for woman.
Okay. In other news, Zip Zap is a non-profit organization that provides free circus training to children from all backgrounds, and the circus school will entertain locals at an action-packed free event on World AIDS Day, which is on Thursday the 1st of December at the OR Tambo Hall in Khayelitsha, Cape Town. It also teaches, Zip Zap teaches them determination, hard work, and to pursue a healthy lifestyle. Co-founder and director Lawrence Steve says this show provides a great opportunity to address the stigmas around HIV and AIDS, especially amongst the youth. The children are directly involved in creating awareness in their communities, and it builds their self-esteem as they teach others. The HIV/AIDS pandemic cannot be overcome without communities realizing that they need to take precautionary actions to reduce the likelihood of contracting the virus and knowing how to treat it. The theme for this year's show is Act Now, Test and Treat. The message is simple: know what your status is, and if possible, start treatment now. Antiretroviral treatment is easily accessible, and when it is taken as part of a daily routine, it helps to keep the virus under control. Now, the show is presented in partnership with MSF, Doctors Without Borders, Treatment Action Campaign, Gear House, the Desmond Tutu HIV Foundation, the City of Cape Town, Western Cape Government, Children's Ratio Foundation, and the TB HIV Association. Cirque du Soleil has been supporting Zip Zap's social actions since 2002 and funds the outreach program in Khayelitsha by organizing various benefit shows around the world. For more information about Zip Zap or to find out more about how you can support them, visit zipzap.co.za.
Okay, First for Women, Sisters with Blisters is South Africa's biggest peaceful protest walk against the abuse of women and children. Every year, thousands of sisters, misters, and four-legged friends take a stand against abuse and raise much-needed funds for organizations that effectively care for victims of abuse. Unite for the victims and survivors of abuse at First for Women, Sisters with Blisters. This month on the 25th of November to the 10th of December. Now, South Africa has one of the highest rates of violence against women in the world, and the Department of Justice estimates that 1 out of every 4 South African women are survivors of domestic violence. Much is done during this brief time to raise awareness, expose this social tragedy, and campaign for equality. But is this really enough? A bruise can heal in 16 days, but for survivors of abuse, the veiled emotional scars last a lifetime. So, on the 20th of November 2016 in Durban, and on the 26th of November 2016 in Johannesburg, thousands of people will unite at Chris Saunders Park in Umhlanga Monte Casino in Fourways for the First for Women Sisters with Blisters protest walk with Jacaranda FM and East Coast Radio Durban. And if you want to go, it starts at 8 o'clock and ends at 12 o'clock in Umhlanga, and the same in Monte Casino on the 26th. First for Women Sisters with Blisters marks the start of the 16 days of activism for no violence against women and children campaign. All proceeds raised will be donated to 2 organizations that make an active and practical difference to the lives of those affected by abuse, Men and Women Against Child Abuse, and the Center of Community Justice and Development in Johannesburg and Durban. So if you want to go, please, this is your chance to actually try and reach them and go for the walk.
Where's the event in Johannesburg?
It's going to be in Monte Casino Fourways.
We should actually be there. We should
so
actually,
too.
definitely. But okay, I think that's our news wrap up for today. Let's just take a short break.
You're listening to brandlive.co.za, an industry first in the world of internet radio. Not only are we an internet radio station, we are an internet radio platform for your brand. So why not expose your brand to potentially thousands of listeners and improve your customer relationships and brand equity with podcasts and live broadcasts? Be sure to check brandlive.co.za for more information. brandlive.co.za, harnessing the power of internet radio.
Okay, now every Friday we try and speak about a disability and what's the other one, Vivi?
Disabilities and
and something
disabilities.
else. Yes,
yeah.
So today we are actually going to focus on disability in the corporate space. Now we know that there's a serious lack of reliable information on the nature and prevalence of disability in South Africa. Now this is because in the past, disability issues were viewed chiefly within a health and welfare framework. Now traditional estimates indicate that 10% of the world's population suffers from some form of disability, and that 3/4 of all of those suffering from a disability live in low-income countries.
And the Employment Equity Act outlaws discrimination against disabled job candidates and also provides for their employment as part of affirmative action regulations. Now, according to Sean Pillay, founder of the Resource Agency, which specializes in recruitment of disabled job candidates in the corporate sector, the law dictates that companies in the public sector must employ 2 to 4% of employees who are disabled. Yet, according to the Code of Good Practice on Disability in the Workplace in SA, a business owner does not need to employ a candidate that will create an unjustifiable hardship for the employer. For example, that means one that will seriously disrupt the functioning of the business. I feel like that's so contradicting. You know, on one hand, the law is saying you have to employ people with disabilities, and then on the other hand, there's a code saying that these people must not disrupt the functionability of the jobs. It's how
it really is.
That means it is like some sort of segregation between how disabled you can be for you to work.
That's so true. That's so true.
I mean, I can get if maybe you can't speak and the job needs you to call. But that doesn't mean you can't do something else. Do you know? Yeah,
definitely. And there has been so many. I don't know about South Africa, but there've been so many cases where people who are disabled have really been mocked. You know, by the fellow employees or colleagues. Sorry, the colleagues. So I mean, it's really astounding. Now, a case that I'm familiar with is a case from Connecticut in America. Human Resources employees allegedly mocked an employee's disability after she underwent finger surgery and back surgery that required placing 6 screws and 2 rods in her back. Though doctors had released her to return to work from medical leave, the employer delayed her return. And according to the employee, the HR rep explained that the reason why she didn't think that she should come back to work was because she didn't look well. She didn't look the part. Okay, so I think she was walking a bit, you know, weirdly or anything like that. So, yes, so this lady, the employee found this so upsetting, and she was asserted that she will never forget the incident as long as she lives. Now, obviously, it has an emotional...
That's the thing.
It takes, you know, an emotional toll on you. And I mean, for this to happen to someone, it's crazy.
You know, the thing with disability is that it's not like the people that are disabled don't know they're disabled.
Yes.
They live with it. They've grown up with it. They've been disabled since they were really little, most of them. And it doesn't... You know, it doesn't make it okay for you to point out something that they constantly have to live with. It doesn't make it. It's so inhuman. I mean, what has that got to do with how you do your job? Really, what has it got to do with you? I mean, do your job and don't worry about who else is here. You need to. And I don't understand when people do that. It just shows that they themselves, you know, are just not okay.
And I know not too long ago there was a guy who. He was in an accident that left him paralyzed, and he said he doesn't like how people speak to. It's like they feel sorry for him, and he's like, listen, you treat me like you treat any other person that can walk. You know, don't be like, oh, he can't get this, let me get it for him. If he wants your help, he'll ask for it. You know, so it's also that thing about people looking like there's this girl that walked past me every day at the bus stop. She was burnt, right? So you can already see how people look at her, and she doesn't seem too bothered by it. But I just feel like we also have a huge part to play on that. You know, if your face has been, you know, disfigured, or you paralyzed, or whatever the case may be, the people that walk past you every day look at you in some form of way.
That's very true.
You know, that you feel like, wow, I might have forgotten that, or I might have just gotten used to this.
I had a good day today, and then I realized.
And then
But you know what it is? I always say this, and I think it's because it's so there's such a lack of these kind of images in media. Like you'll never see an advert of someone in a wheelchair for, you know, I don't know, Domestos. Just like for so like the people don't get used to it, and when people don't get used to something, they're gonna stare. I mean, I don't know how many times, and I'm speaking for myself. I don't know about Shulibika. I don't know what to do when I'm in the same space as someone who's disabled in a way that makes me sort of, I don't know how to act in a way. You want to act like nothing's happening, but at the same time, it's like, but are you okay? But can you see? I know you can't see, but can you sit down? This is where you're gonna. But it's not your place. It's not. You know. So it's a very difficult space for people. So people don't know how to really engage with them because they never really see them a lot. Like it's not something that you see on your Instagram. I've never seen. You know what I mean? It's very niche, and it shouldn't be because so many people are living with disabilities, so many different forms of disability, so many different ways disability looks to people. But I think we shouldn't be so hard at people staring because I think they are. It's very difficult to understand because you are not seeing it every day.
Exactly. I agree with you. And maybe that's also one of the reasons why not a lot of companies, hire people who are disabled, but there are a few companies that do. And a company that I'm familiar with or that I really know of is Procter & Gamble. So Procter & Gamble, it's obviously an international company, but they have an office in Sandton. Now, the company caters to a wide assortment of abilities by offering a people with disabilities employee group to encourage an inclusive workplace.
Wow.
So, yes, they have these usual workshops. I think that's also a great way of kind of dealing with people who aren't disabled, kind of maybe looking down or not being able to
the prejudice,
yes, that kind of thing. So I mean, these people with disabilities employee group that encourages an inclusive workplace is quite good.
Definitely. And also another company that's really doing very well in terms of diversifying their workplaces, Ernst & Young. Now this is a multinational professional service firm and has received awards for the publication Diversity Inc., actually from the publication Diversity Inc., for their efforts in hiring employees with disabilities. Now, the company offers disability awareness training for all their employees as well as alternative career tracks and opportunities to telecommute. Now, again, it's all about the stigma, right? It's all about what other people see. A lot of the times, like I said before, it isn't really the person with disabilities isn't the problem. It's just the fact that we're not used to it. We don't know how to act. So when they do stuff like these awareness training and understanding, you don't have to act awkward, or they probably know they've probably had this sort of disease or disability rather for a long time. They understand environments. You don't need to feel or act a certain way, and that's what Ernst & Young is doing, and I commend them for doing that because, in these really big corporates, you think, they just sort of turn a blind eye. But, Ernst & Young is doing their little bit.
Yeah, and Cisco Systems also hire disabled people. I'm not sure if they in South Africa, though. I'm really not sure. But I know it's an American multinational technology company that designs, manufactures, and sells networking equipment. Now, the company makes a disability-friendly list for offering alternative career tracks and telecommuting opportunities to disabled employees. They even offer healthcare incentives as well as on-site health centers and pharmacies.
Wow.
So that's really, really great. I mean, wow, if we can just get more companies that actually, do that kind of thing and have these on-site kind of nurses or pharmacies on hand, that'd be not only for disabled people but for anyone that may fall ill.
That's very true. And I know like a lot of businesses ignore people with disabilities. I mean, but they don't realize that a company can really gain a real advantage by being able to reach, engage, and cater to this growing subset of the population. The disabled and their families and friends hold an estimated 269 billion in buying power, and consumers in general, 87% of them prefer organizations that employ people with disabilities. So many business owners aren't aware of the substantial tax benefits and programs which can reach up to more than 20,000 rand that offset the costs of accessibility and provide businesses with incentives to hire and train and retain those with disabilities. So there are so many other really amazing gains that companies can get from hiring people with disabilities, because you are increasing your brand awareness. I mean, people already think if you are including the people with disabilities, they already have a great idea of your brand. And on top of that, you have a huge population that can still buy, and that are still consumers that still want to engage and be reached and be catered to, and people are neglecting that big population. So it's very important that we know that there are so many amazing benefits to hiring disabled people.
Definitely. And a 2007 study by DePaul University found that disabled and non-disabled employees actually had similar performance ratings, and disabled employees needed no more supervision than any other group. Besides being comparable in work performance, those with disabilities tend to stay with a company for a longer period of time, making the investment more valuable. And that's what you should be looking for, especially if you're a company, and that's what other companies also look for. They look at whether the investment, whether being or investing in a company is of value to them. And hiring for diversity, especially those with a disability, shouldn't be done because of a social or emotional obligation. Similar to any other recruitment effort, you need to find a candidate who has the necessary skills, is a long-term fit for the organization, and can provide real value to your company, and all the qualifications that any disabled people possesses. So I mean that's basically just what we're trying to put out there, what we're trying to echo in today's show as well.
Definitely, we want to make sure that people know that disabled people have a voice, and they have skills, and they have so much to give and offer a lot of your companies, and you don't know where your next big idea is going to come from. You don't know which body, which face, which handwriting, which person is going to deliver that to your company. So be open and be open-minded about hiring people with disabilities. As we've spoken today, they have a really, really great, they can offer great stuff to your company, great energy, great concepts, and it's a very, very, very profitable population. So you're not looking at people who aren't able to buy or purchase. So it's very important that people beef up their disability inclusiveness, if I can put it that way. But anyway, that's it from us on our segment on disability. Still don't remember what the other thing is, but hopefully it's going to come back to me. But today we spoke about disability, and after this we will get into our topic for Fridays. Do not go anywhere.
You're listening to brandlive.co.za, an industry first in the world of internet radio. Not only are we an internet radio station, we are an internet radio platform for your brand. So why not expose your brand to potentially thousands of listeners and improve your customer relationships and brand equity with podcasts and live broadcasts? Be sure to check brandlive.co.za for more information. brandlive.co.za, harnessing the power of internet radio.
Okay, everybody, you are back at the social show. If you don't know, you are listening to Viwe Cholwana as well as Libika Rawwood. Now, every single Friday, what we try to do is just to make things sort of a little bit easier on us, a little bit chilled and a little bit more fun. We unpack the role celebrities have in CSI and CSR. And, a lot of the times, people will see celebrities as overpaid, spoiled, and a bit arrogant. But there are a number of celebrities who have not forgotten where they come from, and they still try to do their part to help others, and many of them donate substantial portions of their earnings to charity. And so today we're going to be talking a little bit more about the celebrities that we think are really paving the way within charity work and CSI.
And one of my favorite actors, Matt Damon. Before I say anything about Matt Damon, I just find it really, really great and interesting when I research, celebrities who are doing charity work. And it's so amazing, when you find one of your favorite actors or singers. I know you love Beyonce, and you found out the charity work she was involved in, So it's really great to see that maybe your favorite actor has really been doing the bit to help the community, So Matt Damon has become a modern day water boy of sorts. He co-founded water.org, which works to provide safe and easy access to clean drinking water. Matt Damon even started a campaign called Buy a Girl a Drink, which focused on delivering water to women in disadvantaged countries. Now, Water.org brings water and sanitation to the world. They make it safe, accessible, and cost effective because they believe that water is the way to empowering a better life that we all can share in worldwide. Now, it's an international non-profit organization that has positively transformed more than 5 million lives around the world through access to safe water and sanitation. Now, Matt Damon founded or co-founded Water.org with Gary White, and they've been pioneering market-driven financial solutions to the global water crisis for 25 years, giving women hope, children health, and communities a future. And they exist to break down the barriers between people and access to safe water and sanitation. So yes, I mean, so often, you know, when we research stories about celebrities that are doing charity work, it's mostly, you know, organizations that we know of, you know, like HIV and AIDS organizations that they, you know, founding. And I'm not saying that it's not important. Of course it is important, but this is just a new story. It's just a new way of doing charity, I think, for Matt Damon, you know, especially now since that we cover a lot on our show about how many people in rural communities don't really have access to clean water and to taps and to proper sanitation. And then Matt Damon, you know, co-founds an organization called Water.org, which focuses on you know, breaking barriers between people and access to safe water and sanitation. So yeah,
and such a great way to sort of change the concept of buy a girl a drink. I really like that.
You know, when I read it, I was like, hey.
Exactly. Another celebrity that we think is doing really great. I know, first of all, Angelina Jolie is known for...
What is she known for?
She's got like kids from every single, like, I don't know, country. So already her charitable spirit can be seen in that. But also, you know, Angelina Jolie says she's, you know, she first realized how bad things were in other parts of the world when they were filming the scenes of Lara Croft. Now, I know one of her biggest movies was Tomb Raider. And actually, she eventually found, you know, the Maddox Jolie Pitt Foundation. Through that, the experience of Lara Croft and Tomb Raider, which works to end poverty and to protect natural resources and wildlife in Cambodia. Now, Angelina Jolie has put over 20 million towards the foundation as a result of selling photos of her wedding and her children. The Maddox Jolie Pitt Foundation has established a number of community forests and sites in various areas in Cambodia, and the MJP Foundation is committed to achieving environmental security, creating peace and sustainability in all communities by planning and implementing interventions that prevent negative environmental changes, working with impoverished rural villages and local governments to alleviate food security and increase access to basic primary healthcare and education. The foundation works to implement projects that build healthy environment and vibrant communities. Wow. I like this one. Because I think Angelina in her celebrity status has actually really used her power for good. Mm-hmm. I rarely hear anything, you know, really out of obviously the kinds of roles that she plays and stuff like that. I rarely hear her misusing her money. Her money is usually really invested in things that are very important, like this foundation, like you know, trying to secure the lives of children in different countries, but more than that, also including them in her own family and giving them a different perspective to life. So Angelina Jolie is doing very great stuff. I'm not a fan, but I'm a fan of her charity work. Let me put it that way.
Definitely. And yes, so many people, you know, we know that she stole Brad Pitt from Jennifer Aniston. I mean, let's not even, you know, like, not talk about that. But anyways, like, despite what she done, we cannot take away from her that she's a charitable person.
She really is.
She loves to give. She loves to love, you know, and that's one thing that I really admire about Angelina.
Me too.
But okay, George Clooney. I became a fan of George Clooney since Ocean's 11. So yes, I love George Clooney, and this is also something that I enjoyed reading about him. So George Clooney has been a champion of humanitarian efforts for years. He co-founded Not On Our Watch, which provides aid to grief-stricken places in Burma and Zimbabwe. Now, George Clooney also does a few celebrity endorsements, and all the money that he makes from those endorsements he puts towards his charities. He even took a cue from Angelina Jolie and sold his wedding pictures for millions, which he donated to charity. I wish I could do that, you know. I wish I could get to a place where I can say, listen here, if you want a picture of, you know, my wedding, it's going to be 2 million rand. And people will pay for it and donate it to charity, you know?
Yeah, a lot of these baby pictures and these wedding pictures go for millions of rands.
Crazy.
And it's just a picture.
But can't you get it on the net or anything? Unless it's not on the net.
Yes, like the first picture, the first ever picture released, it will be 2 million rand. Then after that, it's free, obviously, because now it's out. So, like, for instance, a magazine will buy rights to the first picture of George Clooney or Angelina Jolie getting married, and they will be the first to ever publish it, and that will make millions of money because there's no other picture like it. And then after that, I think it's over. Obviously, it's copyright infringements and stuff like that, but you can pretty much take the picture for online, and that's how they make money. But I know that Prince, is it who's the Prince of? Is it
Prince Harry?
Is it Harry? I wanted to say Henry, but I was like, I'm going to be wrong. Prince Harry's wedding pictures were super expensive.
But isn't it Prince William? Because I don't think Harry's married.
Oh, the one who got married. Yeah, that one.
Yes. Do you know Harry? I know. Do you know who his girlfriend is? Sorry, you seen that we're talking about Harry. The girl from Suits. Okay. The one that we like.
Zoe.
Rachel.
Oh,
yes,
is
they
there even
dating.
a Zoe in Suits? I don't know what's going on, guys. Today's Friday. But anyway, my point was the fact that these celebrity pictures could really go to a good organization. I mean, that money is literally out of nothing. It's just you enjoying your day with your loved one, and people just want to know because you're a celebrity. So that's very smart of them. However, in more South African news, the Glamour Aid campaign is also one of the celebrity campaigns that have been really been publicized in media. So it started in 2006 as a platform for public personalities to give back to the community via charitable initiatives. Now, this year sees the participation of 12 prominent celebrities, including Victor Matfield, Thuli Sithole, Katrina Patel, Roland Skuman, Michelle Buertes, Arno Carstens, Francois Pinard, and Loyiso Bala. Now, 12 South African artists have painted their interpretation of these celebrities, and the artworks will be made and auctioned at a dinner. And all the proceeds will be donated to Make a Difference, which is MAD, as well as the Shaylee campaign. I think I said that wrong, but you don't know. So Mad Charity has what it does is that they make a difference in the lives of disadvantaged, academically talented young South Africans by creating exceptional educational and related opportunities as well. And then the Shaylee campaign raises. The Shaylee campaign was founded actually in 2004 by 5 girls between the ages of 6 and 12. Now, Shaylee Mycroft, her sister Erin, and lifelong friends Taryn, Justin, and Chelsea Terry started the Shaylee campaign to raise 20,000 rand for Shaylee's motorized wheelchair that was needed by Shaylee, who has cerebral palsy and is a wheelchair user. So the work in so those are the two campaigns that the Glamour Aid campaign looks at and hopes to give back to, which is a great one. I mean, it's I love the fact that these little kids, I'm so boggled, these little kids started their own campaign
between the ages of 6 and 12. Wow.
And they raised 20,000.
That's crazy. And now you see children between the ages of 6 and 12 on Facebook, and you're like, what are you doing there? You know, but then you get these girls that are really trying to raise, or they rose money for a wheelchair for Shaylee. I mean, wow.
That's very beautiful.
That really is. That
kids have an idea and understanding of the fact that there's fundraising and that, you know, when someone is going through something, we need to all come together and help them. And that is, guys, that is the premise of CSI. That is the premise of CSR. If there is a problem, we need to all come together and find a solution. And if 5 girls between the ages of 6 and 12 can do that, I mean, what is stopping us from really intensifying our collaboration efforts to make sure that we alleviate poverty, we alleviate disability injustices, we alleviate all these things that are really currently plaguing South Africans at the moment. So I'm very excited that these celebrities joined the Glamour Aid campaign. I really don't know all of them. Who's Tuli Setole? That's a celebrity. Okay. Okay, you know, celebrities in South Africa, you celebrity
After posting a picture.
after 10,000 likes, you're a celebrity.
Yeah.
So I'm joking.
Anyone
He's probably
can-
like a huge guy. We probably don't know who he is. But it's great. It's great South African, celebrities give back. It's very important that they give back. Yes.
Okay, so I mean, I think that's also why I really like the show.
Yes.
Because, you know, we try and have a balance, and sometimes we talk about CSI gone wrong and it's a bit hectic and it's a bit, you know, crazy. But then we also talk about celebrities that are, you know, doing good in the community.
And there's so many of them. Especially in South Africa. We need to shine more light on them so that they can do more. Because as we always say, and we will always say it, celebrities have something that a lot of companies wish for, and that's why they pay them so much money. They have the numbers, they have the followers, they have the people listening, the people who love their bands, the followers, the fans. All of these people make up a very large amount of people who may be able to support a cause or support a specific campaign. So it's very important that we celebrate them, and we also show them love, because they're not always, you know, scandalous. Sometimes they're really doing some great stuff. I know you. So you found out who Tuli is?
Yeah, she's a former Miss South African. She was actually former Miss South Africa, so she won.
Oh,
Okay, Tuli.
okay,
I don't know
Tuli.
what year it was, but yeah, so Tuli Setole is one of the people who are really involved, or one of the celebrities who are involved in the Glamour Aid campaign. And I really like this Glamour Aid campaign, hey? I think it's the first or the only campaign in South Africa that called on celebrities to donate to charity. I don't think there's any other campaign that's doing it. And the campaign was established about 10 years ago. So it's been doing this for 10 years. And it's great to see all these celebrities that are actually involved in it. I mean, even Victor Matfield, the rugby player.
Yeah, and such a broad sort of lineup of celebrities. It isn't like, you know, musicians. I mean, from Loyiso Bala to Victor Manfield to Francois Pina, who would have thought? But that's what it's about, guys. It's about getting all of the different fan bases and all the different celebrities in one room and saying, how can we do good? And a Glamour Aid campaign is definitely one of them. One of the greatest good campaigns that are really doing great stuff. Again, though, I urge companies, when you are coming up with a CSI campaign and you're going to really involve a celebrity, please make sure he or she knows or is passionate at least about the cause. Because I found that, you know, some celebrities, they go to these events or they talk about these events on their Twitter, but they probably don't pitch. They don't pitch to the actual event, or they don't show any support, or they just don't even know what's going on. You ask them, so, you know, how did you get involved? And they'll be like, you know, somebody called me and I thought, okay, cool, I'm gonna do it. And I'm just like,
that's so true.
What's the point of getting celebrity if they don't even care for the cause?
Exactly. I remember this actually just reminds me now of the CEO Sleep Out, which I covered. So I interviewed someone.
You're not gonna shame.
I'm obviously not gonna say who it was.
Labika, please tell us. I'm joking,
no
don't.
shame, I wouldn't do it. But it's a female. So I interviewed this lady. She's so beautiful, oh my word. So
she's a celebrity.
Yes, she's a celebrity. And I obviously asked her, you know, how she got involved with the CEO Sleep Out and that kind of thing. And she spoke about, she was just like, you know, this is really great, you know, like poverty, yes. And I was actually busy doing my hair, and then I got a call to say that I should come through, so I'm here. And I was like, you actually told me that.
She didn't say that.
On camera.
She didn't say that.
Yeah, but we edited it out, obviously. But yeah, that she didn't know why she was being called. She just attended because she had nothing to do that Thursday night.
She was like busy doing her hair.
It's really sad.
You know,
she really didn't care about you know, the homeless. She really didn't care about the cause. But anyways, that's really sad. But we aren't here to talk about that. It's Friday, like we said, we're trying to be chill, so we're definitely highlighting the celebrities who are, you know, making a difference in the lives of the people.
And there's a lot of them, and we're very, very happy that you guys are
involved. Yes. Okay, so let's take a short break. When we come back, we're going to tell you what you can do with your life when you're bored this month.
If you're looking for an information technology and communication solution company suitable for your small or medium-sized enterprise, then look no further than Hive ICT. They aim to provide SMEs with the same level of service expected by large corporations without sacrificing the personal relationship they have with their customers, offering remote and on-site support as well as IT system design, network design and installations, server and workstation maintenance, and web design, web application development, and more. Visit www.hiveict.com right away.
Alrighty, everybody, you back at it with the social show, rather, with myself, Fiwe, and Libika. And as we said, we're going to tell you a little bit about what we think you should do if you are bored this weekend and you really want to do some good. But before that, Libika, I have to tell you my experiences. Okay, so I'm extremely exhausted, if you couldn't tell from today's show, but I was privileged enough to go to 2 really amazing events recently. Amazing, I say sparingly, you tell me. So I went to the Regent Highway Heroes last night, and it was in a Scarlet Ribbon. I don't know if you know where that is. It's like in Edenvale, like that side.
Like far,
like very far. The event was to obviously celebrate truck drivers who drove like cautiously, who were very good at their jobs basically, and were able to cause the least amount of accidents. So it's really trying to confront the stereotype of the fact that truck drivers don't know how to drive. It's also confronting the stereotype that truck drivers are careless on the road, that they don't really take care of the deliveries and the goods and the stuff that they have. And it was really saying, if you think about every single thing we have in South Africa, every single thing that you're reading right now, what you're eating, what you're putting on your hair, what you're sniffing with your tissues, it all comes from someone who drove from somewhere to get it to you. So it's very important that we highlight that and understood it. However, Rabika, I found it a bit out of context, right? Okay. I hope nobody kills me for this. I'm not going to say, look, it's a great initiative, it's a great idea, it's a great concept, everything. But what I didn't think made sense was it was such a beautiful event, but it was sort of out of context, I think, when you think about truck drivers and you think of the event. The event was like, I went to the SARMers. I basically went to the SARMers of like truck drivers and fleet owners. And I think a lot of money was put into the event. You could see, you had Graham Watkins project there, you had the Idols band there, you had Loiso Bala there, you had Katleho Mabo, I think his surname is, and they had a really long set and they sang. It was beautiful. It was really amazing. However, it was I think most of the money could have gone a little bit more to the heroes than to the actual planning of the event, if that makes any sense. Have you ever been to an event where you feel like they probably spend more on decor than they're spending on the prizes?
Definitely. And I mean, to get these celebs to perform even one song, we know it's crazy. It's a lot of money. I think if I read correctly, well, I did read correctly. Babes Wodumo charges 25,000 rand to perform Wololo. Like, that's one song. So imagine if they're performing a set or they're singing more than one song.
No, definitely.
It's crazy.
Crazy money. And I just hope that next year maybe they can use a bit of the money to maybe have a 4th and 5th. There's only 3 winners. And the first winner gets 75,000 cash and prizes. The second winner gets 40,000. And the last winner gets about 20 grand. I think they could have halved their budget and given 3 more, truck drivers some money.
I agree with you.
It's Christmas time. I mean, truck drivers put their families through so much when they're on the roads. First of all, they're praying for them. They don't even know if they're going to be okay on the road. They don't know if they're going to be hijacked. And there's just so much that could just, go wrong there. But Regent to see is doing amazing job. I think it's a different campaign, and I think it's a good campaign. I think it's very good, and I think it's going to grow. Obviously, it's in its second year. It's going to grow, and hopefully they're going to start really, 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 really turning it into something that can really affect more people, more truck drivers' lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know you went to another event that we spoke negatively, kind of, about on the show.
And I feel bad now.
Really, was it great?
It
Did
was
it
good
exceed
because-
your expectation?
But you know what the thing is? We just thought it was a hashtag. We just thought it ended there, me and you.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't know that it went beyond that, right?
Okay.
So, Domestos, guys, we want to apologize to Domestos. The We Are Pissed Off campaign was actually really good. I actually went there today in Soweto, Zola, in I forgot the name of the school, but very good children, very smart, very amazing kids who got their toilets revamped. Yes, and this is actually the 28th or 27th toilet to be revamped in South Africa.
Okay.
So they've been doing this great job, and I just want to commend them. It was a great initiative. I know it's been going on for more than a year. I know there's so much they've been doing, and we might play a few snippets next week as to what they actually were trying to really come out with the campaign. But We Are Pissed Off, hashtag We Are Pissed Off, Domestos was really good. It came out amazingly, and the kids were so grateful, especially the principal. And the principal, I think she was the most grateful I don't even know how to explain how grateful she was. She kept saying, this is a gift from God. This is something that we really needed. And we spoke about sanitation the other day.
Yes.
And how much of it's actually such a dignity thing. It's such a
Yes.
self-image thing. I mean, the girls have mirrors in the bathroom, something they're not even accustomed to.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really beautiful. The only thing I can say, though, is that all of these celebrities, like Fat Joe, you remember the talk Fat Joe?
Mm-hmm.
Were they there?
Ah,
They weren't there.
they weren't there.
No.
Wow. So they just
So
wanted
it just goes back to what we were talking about.
It really did. They probably just wanted to look good on Twitter, and that's where it ended. They don't really care about
I hope they care.
revamping. I hope so
I
too.
hope they
But
care.
if they cared, they would have been there today.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But
But anyway, okay. There's an event. Well, it's more of a short course that you can attend, or yeah, if you wanna do a short course that is fully certificated and accredited on the National Qualifications Framework Level 6, then you should listen to this. Now, the Rhodes University Saul Plaatje Institute for Media Learnership, which is Africa's only university-level media management and leadership institute, offers a 5-day media management course for communication and other frontline-facing officers in central government, local government, and municipalities, including those who are in their mid-careers. Now, sessions are led by industry and academic experts, and they also offer the option of running the course in-house at your organization, which would eliminate the cost of travel and accommodation for participants. Now, the institute is in Grahamstown, so if you can't make it to Grahamstown, you can do the course in your house or in your organization. And yes, it's from the 21st of November to the 25th of November, from 8:30 to 5 o'clock in the evening. So 8:30 in the morning till 5 o'clock. And the cost is 10,850 Rand. Now, I know it's a lot of money, but it's a 5-day media management course, and it's accredited. It's not like your usual, not usual, but sometimes you get courses, you do a course, you pay for it, and then when you apply for a job, they tell you, hey, this is not accredited, So this is accredited on the National Qualifications Framework. So I think this is a really, really good media course. For more details on the course, you can contact Zuzipe at z.batyi. Okay, let me just say that again. It's z.batyi at ru.ac.za. Okay, so you can always just Google the Rhodes University Saul Plaatje Institute and the media learnership course. It's a 5-day course. So yes, if you are dying to study and open those books, then do this course. It's really profitable.
Definitely. And I think, today has just showed us the kind of overwhelming work that celebrities do and don't do, clearly. And it's very important that we shine a light and we also show, the crooks and the crannies of the ones who aren't really pulling up their socks. So if you have any celebrities that you think are doing really great stuff and really great, amazing charity work, or a celebrity that really changed your life in any way, that's inspirational, that is that is going to make you a better person, please share it with us on our social mediums. We really want to hear your voice. We really want to know what you guys think about celebrity participation within CSI. So please reach us out. I'm just going to do this Facebook one because I just suck at the rest. So go to Social TV on Facebook, clean right on our wall, send us a message. Just say it's hashtag Brand Live, hashtag Social TV, so we know what exactly it is that you're asking us about.
Yes, and on Twitter at Social1TV and Instagram at TV_CSI, hashtags Brand Live, as we were said, and hashtag Social Show. Well, it's been a great one. We were exhausted, but it's finally the end of the working week for us. And we'll catch up with you next week, Monday.
Definitely.
The Social Show is the only show that gives you updated content on all things CSI.
The show will interrogate and report on the latest initiatives that are supported, developed and initiated by the public and private sector.
Hosted by myself, Viwe Cholwana,
And me, Lebika Robert,
every week from 4 to 5 p.m. Hear it on brandlive.co.za.
See it on social-tv.co.za.
brandlive.co.za, harnessing the power of talk radio.